So, there's three types of balancing for redox reactions. Neutral conditions are the easiest and the simplest. Then there's acidic conditions, and then there's basic solutions. All right. We might get to all of them today, but we might just get to neutral and acidic. Okay. You have to know. You just have to remember these steps. Okay. So, if you're given a reaction, we break them into two half reactions. So if this is, go away. Okay. We have aluminum plus tin goes to aluminum ion plus tin 2. All right, tin 4 to tin 2. The two half reactions that you're going to break them into are aluminum goes to Al plus 3, and tin 4 is going to tin 2. Okay. So here's the steps right here. We split them into two half reactions. We've done that. Balance the atoms in each half reaction. Are the atoms balanced? They are. Okay. Now we have to do a charge balance by adding electrons. All right. Because each side has to have the same charge. So what's the net charge on this side for this half reaction for the aluminum? 0. And on the other side is plus 3. How do I get the plus 3 down to 0? You have to add 3 electrons. Okay, now let's do a charge balance in the other one. Tin 4 to tin 2. How do I make them match? They just have to match. Okay? 2 electrons on which side? Yes. 2 electrons on that side. Okay? Now, so we've added the electrons. The electrons don't show up in the reaction. They have to cancel out. Okay? And you can see if you're in the first one, we're adding electrons on this side, which means this was a what? Oxidation or reduction? Oxidation, because the aluminum lost 3 electrons. This is the reduction one. It gained 3 electrons. When you add the half reactions together, the electrons have to go away. How do I make 3 electrons and 2 electrons disappear when I add them together? What's a common factor of 3 and 2? 6, right? So what do I have to multiply the top one by? 2. We're getting into math, people. So this one gets multiplied by 2. The bottom one gets multiplied by 3. So the top one, I have 2 aluminum goes to 2 Al plus 3 plus 6 electrons. And then the bottom is 6 electrons plus 3 tin 4s goes to 3 tin 2. So you want to make sure that the electrons on each side of the reaction will cancel each other out. Because now what we're going to do is just add the reactions together. Just like in math when you're doing systems of equations. You literally add them together. So the electrons will disappear. And we get 2 aluminums plus 3 tins goes to 2 aluminum plus 3 tin plus 2. That is the balanced half reaction. And then you can check to see if the charge is balanced because they need to. What's the overall charge on the left side? What's the overall charge on the left side? It's 12 because you have 3 tin 4s. This is plus 12. On this side, 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 2 is 6. Means that's plus 12 on that side. They have to balance out. Okay? So not only the atoms have to balance, but the overall charges on each side of the reaction have to balance. That makes sense? Okay, next one. I minus plus chlorine gas goes to Cl minus plus I2. So write the two half reactions. I minus, I2, Cl2 goes to Cl minus. All right. First step is to balance the atoms. So what do I have to do to the top one? I have to put 2 ions on the left side. So 2. And then for the chlorines, I have to put 2 there. Okay? Now you have to do a charge balance. What's the charge on the top reaction on the left-hand side? -2. So what do I have to do? Add 2 electrons to which side? The right-hand side. And then the bottom one has a -2 charge on the right-hand side, so you're going to add 2 electrons over there. Then you make sure the electrons will cancel. Will the electrons cancel? They do. So then we can just add them together. And that's it. Wait till we do it in acid. Acid and base. This is the simplest version of it. Acid and base gets a little messy. It's just a process to do things. Okay, is that clear? You really, when you're doing these, the part that students mess up, especially when we get into the next layer, the acid and the base reactions, are when, if they don't write the charge, you have to be very careful about writing all your charges, because that's what we're really balancing. We're balancing the atoms, but we're also balancing charges. Okay? And if you miss a charge, you're going to get it wrong. Okay? Because you're going to add the wrong number of electrons. So just be very, very careful about that. Do the questions on the next page. I'll give you about 10, 15 minutes, and then we're going to do an acidic solution.